We got our first call in / I'm the one who set it up and I called him. Poppa P is back.
Oh no.
What's up, Matt?
Oh boy.
Oh, what's going on? It's so good to hear your voice.
Yeah, I get a call. You still up? Well, I'm going, okay, what now? Oh, yeah. Want to be on the pod?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I guess when your son sends you a text, are you still up, with no context? That's, I don't know. Is that good or bad?
No, it's bad because I know. You know how I work, Taylor.
Well, guess what? Pops? You're on week 4 of the Survive This series presented by the podcast. How excited are you?
I'm very excited. I am thrilled to death.
I love it.
As always.
So you can chime in as much as you want. I know you don't have the podcast doc in front of you, but hey, we're gonna let it rip and see what happens. Sounds good?
Let's go.
I love it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Survive This series. We are through 4 weeks, and guess what, Matt? We will officially make it farther than next week or last year.
I know. I was actually just thinking about that. I saw Kenny's email, and he mentioned that some people are out. Not the one that has like the 5 entries that never went in or whatever, but like the other people that are out. I'm not here to talk any crap because I was in your shoes last year. I'm just getting lucky. All right, just. Please understand that. I'm just getting lucky. Everybody has their Cincinnati Bengals pick. Unfortunately, last week, that Cincinnati Bengals pick was probably the Packers.
Oh, 19 people gone.
Bad beat.
Yeah, boys.
Beat.
This is, I think, the farthest that I've ever made it to. I might have made it to week 5 once, but that's it, baby.
So you guys might recognize that that is not Trevor on the mics. He is taking a night off, but that is Poppa Peterson calling him late to say, hey, get up, get on the pod. Let's talk about some football. He is also in the Shoot Happens pool. So,
darn right.
Here we go. Let's jump into it. Week 3. So this is a recap of last week. 24.2% of individuals picked the Seahawks. Dad, did you go with the Seahawks?
No.
Nice. I went with someone else.
No. Yeah, I went with my boys, the Buccaneers.
Oh, yeah, we're going to get into some Baker Mayfield talk, Matt. I think you were going to be in for that. So, 32 picks with the Seahawks, 28 picks with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That was the second highest. The Packers losing on a last-minute field goal. Joe Flacco doing Joe Flacco things. I think he got like a $400,000 bonus for every game he wins this year. But that's also another talk for a longer form podcast. The Bills won. Colts won. Falcons lost. That is an iffy pick right there. The Falcons are an absolute mess. Kirk Cousins is coming in for good old Penix Jr. 7 losses there. The Commanders won, Matt. They didn't just win, they blew them out, but they were also playing the Raiders, so not a surprise there. Vikings killed the team that they were playing. Their defense actually showed up. Cowboys lost, Chiefs won, Eagles won, Ravens lost. That knocked one person into the lose column, and then everyone else, no one picked. So, top heavy, Seahawks, Buccaneers, Packers, Bills. What are your thoughts on those 3 quick hitters, Matt?
Well, I mean, those were some of our recommendations from the week before, and I will say we did not recommend anybody to take the Packers.
We did not.
We gotta start off by saying that, but it is funny that you are shitting on Atlanta because they were my team on the fence because I thought Atlanta was a slam dunk.
Yeah, you did.
It turns out Carolina just had their largest win since 2014. Super solid. No, that's really good after losing 2 starting offensive linemen and averaging like 143 yards on the ground that they give up all the time. Yeah, not great. Not great at all. No.
122 entries survived. Sorry, Dad. 122 entries survived. That's 92% of the pool. 10 entries have been eliminated. That's 8%. 4 people missed their entries. Guys, listen to Kenny's emails. He emails you at least twice a week. Come on, get your picks in. What were you going to say, Dad?
Why would you pick the Atlanta-Carolina game this early in the season?
Matt, you want to take that one?
Because you get rid of Atlanta early. But again, I picked the Seahawks. This was my on-the-fence team. This was my on-the-fence pick of like, I'm kind of waffling between this. because that's also part of it. Like, you got to be strategic in like who these teams that you're playing. You don't want to pick Buffalo against Miami in week 3 because you know that Buffalo is playing Miami later on in the season, so you can kind of like stack some of the stuff. So I was just mentioning after Atlanta piss pounded the Vikings in week 2, like, hey, maybe they're a solid pick. So
yeah, I get it. But my whole theory there too, though, is sooner or later you're going to have to pick a game like that, and I'd rather wait late. I'd rather, if you're still in it in week 12 or 13, and you got to pick an Atlanta Carolina kind of matchup thing, that's when you pick it. But that's just me.
All right.
I've only lasted 4 to 5 weeks every time I played. So who's listening to me? Come on.
Trevor doesn't say shit like that to me on the podcast, so I don't really appreciate that, Poppa Peterson. Who's this guy that you got on?
Let's get into a week 3 recap. Atlanta loses by 30. We already went over that. Penix was benched for Kirk Cousins. Panthers had 221 yards total on offense, no sacks, 1 defensive touchdown, and have not won a football game by more than 30 points since 2014. I think you mentioned that, which is wild. Matt, go over some old man Flacco stuff. What's going on with him? How did he take down Green Bay?
It's honestly less of an old man Flacco, more of a Quinshon Judikins. It was his first game with the Browns. If people didn't really follow him, he was a second-round pick, had a bunch of issues in the offseason, and actually didn't sign his contract with the Browns until the very end of training camp. So everybody was a little wishy-washy on him. That's why he didn't end up playing until this week. 18 rushes of 94 yards and a touchdown in your debut game against the Packers, who are supposed to have one of the best defenses in the league.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
That's pretty great. And even when the Packers had nearly 10 minutes more of total possession time over the Browns at the game, that's just showing that the Browns are a solid defensive unit. And they might need to be a team that we move out of the we're going to pick against them all the time kind of thing. They might need to be moved out of that because they lead the NFL right now in only allowing 204 yards per game and 57 rushing yards per game. That's their defense, man. They're leading the league. It's not like a top 5 thing.
Yeah,
their
defense is tough.
And Myles Garrett's I think he's the sack leader already. Like, it's almost less of a thing about like Green Bay just kind of stumbled, which they absolutely did at the end there, and how impressed I am with this Browns defense and this Browns team. Joe Flacco is as old as Poppa Peterson. He's out there slanging it.
That is true.
That's crazy.
That is true.
Man. I wish I was that old.
Oh, man. Let's get into some other quick hits before we get into who we are picking for week 4, who we're staying away from, and who we're on the fence with. And then Matt and I are going to touch on who the podcast is going to pick, but we're going to have to touch base with Trevor to confirm that. So that's going to be a mystery, and we'll talk about that next week on the recap. So here we go. Indy scores 41 points and dominates Tennessee. What's going on there?
We've got Danny Dimes fever, baby. Jonathan Taylor running all over the place. He's got more rushing yards than every other team in the entire NFL right now. That's a real stat. He has almost 400 yards rushing, which is more than any other team, obviously, except for his team, Indy. They just look like they're going to run the AFC South.
I love it. So before we get into what Matt has to say about Tampa Bay, I was on the phone with Pops a couple days ago, actually, and I don't know how it came up. I think we were just talking about football. And Matt, he's a low-key Baker bandwagon guy. He's a ride or die for Baker. What are your thoughts on that? Well, first, Pops, what are your thoughts on that game? Did you watch any of it, or do you just like Baker, so you like going to Tampa Bay?
I did not watch any. I didn't watch hardly any football last Sunday, to be honest with you. We were driving back from Nashville, everybody. We didn't watch a whole lot of football. I must admit, I've always been kind of a Baker dude, even when he was with Cleveland, because he had his times there. And then it's the Browns, so they ruin people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
They ran him out of town, and then he goes to Tampa Bay, and he's flinging it around.
He's tough. The dude's got an arm.
I just like the dude.
Yeah, he can move.
Throw it.
Yep.
And he runs, and I think he's a pretty smart quarterback, so to speak. He knows what he's doing. and he's got a little shit in him, you know.
Got a little edge.
He can, which I sort of enjoy. You know, the no fun league. It's kind of fun to have somebody out there kind of doing his thing. When they get in his face, he he likes to lip it off a little bit. Which I'm not a big trash talk guy, but I kind of enjoy that sometimes. But
Tampa Bay holds on for a rough win over the Jets. No, you're good. Tampa led 23-6 going into the fourth quarter. What are your thoughts on that game, Matt?
3 game-winning drives, 3 wins for the Bucs, man. Yeah. I love Baker. Again, I would love it if they didn't have to do this every single week. It makes me a little nervous. They're kind of becoming this year's Chiefs. Chiefs won all but 1 game and 1-score games last year. Vikings did it a couple of years ago where they just had that insane run. Look, the Bucs are banged up right now, and they are losing Mike Evans for probably a month. Chris Godwin's not back. Tristan Wirfs isn't back yet. They got to figure some stuff out, and that defense needs some help because going down, losing after being up 23-6 to Tyrod Taylor of all humans, that's not good, man. That's not good.
That is true.
But I love him.
On the positive note, Baker's got some stud rookies that he's thrown to that came up big in that final drive, so that's pretty cool. Vikings defense, Matt, take it away. What's his name? Isaiah Rodgers went off.
I mean, everybody was clamoring for the Carson Wentz-Jake Browning matchup of Week 3. I know people were just dying to watch that one. The people who were at the Vikings game, I can't imagine they could have imagined a better matchup. But, this Vikings defense is legit, and they're going to be the ones that keep us close. And obviously, 2 defensive touchdowns in 1 game, that's not going to happen again. But it's great to see that they're a little lively, and it's great to see people flying around, especially after that really horrible loss against Atlanta. Like that should have been a turning point for the Vikings of like, God, they just don't have it. But look, if they can maintain, that was the whole thing. If they can maintain, if J.J. McCarthy can maintain, I guess now if Carson Wentz can maintain and just let this defense run things, we're going to be all right.
I like it. Yeah, go ahead, Ed.
Matt, you're a stat guy. You saw his percentage ranking, right? Out of 100, the Rodgers kid.
Oh, Rodgers,
his defensive
out of
rating.
100, as they rank him, 99.6. That was his defensive ranking, the highest ever for a D-back when you rate him. 99. He had a 90. He almost had a perfect game, almost.
Yeah. I love to hear it.
Yeah. That's beautiful. Crazy. Yeah, that game was so much fun. I actually went to a friend's house, picked up a D-Thatcher, and worked on my lawn because they were killing him so bad. Yeah. So that was me watching the Vikings game. Marcus Mariota turns back the clocks and smacks the Raiders. I totally agree with this. I told these guys, Washington, my team, Matt, I did not have the cojones to pick them. I should have. I went with Seattle. Yeah. I did not have the guts to do that. But Marcus is Marcus. He's a veteran quarterback. He comes in. He sticks in the pocket. He did take some licks. But he showed it against the Panthers team last year. Again, not too good of a Panthers team, but he also showed it in that last game against Dallas. So he can do what the Commanders need to do. I don't think we can rely on him for more than 2 or 3 games. So if Jaden doesn't come back, I think we're in a little bit of trouble. But hey, Commanders got the win. I'm okay with that.
How long is he out, Taylor?
At least this game for sure, and then he's questionable for this next one coming up. I don't know. I didn't see what he was diagnosed with.
And what's wrong with him?
Knee.
It's his knee.
I don't know if it's like an MCL, ACL, PCL. I don't know what it is, but he's got some knee stuff going on.
He got hip drop tackled against the Packers in week 2,
what it was. Yep.
And now they're extremely cautious with him because he might blow that thing out if they're not careful.
Oh yeah. You got to the cheating Packers,
Everyone on the Commanders side is having RG3 flashbacks, but back when RG3 was playing, they didn't really care about his health. They just threw him back in, and then he blew up his knee. So that's one positive thing. 27 unanswered points until the Raiders got some garbage time touchdowns in the fourth quarter. That's enough Commanders Raiders talk. We'll maybe touch on that a little bit more when we record a long-form podcast this coming Thursday for you guys. Talk about San Fran, and then we're going to get into our picks.
You know, I was on the fence with them last week. I didn't pick them as my on the fence team, but I wanted people to be cautious because you're relying on Mac Jones right now, and that's a bad thing to be doing. But somehow, some way, he almost had 300 yards passing, and they ended up winning on a last second field goal with a guy that I think was on like 3 teams last year. This San Fran team is suspect. That defense is not good. They lost Bosa for the entire year now.
Yeah,
With
ACL.
a torn ACL. Everybody be cautious about that team. They were one of my picks. I picked them to win the division. They have the easiest schedule in football this year. Just be cautious, everybody. Watch out. It's going to bite you in the ass. I don't know when Purdy's coming back.
Hey, Kenny, I hope you're listening to us. Our last quick hit, your boy Jackson Dart is going to be starting for the New York Giants as they play the Chargers. Definitely taking the Chargers in that game. Sorry, but hey, hopefully Dart plays well. Are you ready to pick some teams, guys?
Let's go.
All right, let's get after it. Here's the lineup. Here's the matchup. We got Seahawks, Cardinals, Vikings, Steelers, Washington Falcons, Saints, Bills, Chargers, Giants, Tennessee Texans, Browns, Lions, Panthers, Patriots, Eagles, Tampa Bay, Indianapolis, LA, Rams, is it? Yeah, the Rams.
LA Rams.
Yep. We got the Jags and San Francisco. We got Ravens, Kansas City. We got the Bears and the Raiders, Green Bay and Dallas, Jets, Dolphins, and then the Bengals and the Broncos. Matt, let's start with you. Who are we staying away from?
Well, we gotta stay away from the game on foreign soil. This is everybody. I will.
This
say
is a
this
common
for the rest
take
of my
from
life.
you. I don't mean to cut you off, but this is a common take from you. Stay away from the foreign games.
This game is in Dublin, Ireland. It is between my beautiful Vikings and those dog shit Steelers, and just stay away from this. All right. Both of those teams just got to Ireland this week. It is not to be trusted. Those games are always wonky. It's always crazy. Stay away from it. I don't think a lot of people are going to consider those teams anyways, just because of the matchup, but just stay away.
Are you hammering that under at 43 points?
Absolutely. If they crack 25 points, I would be shocked combined.
Okay.
I would be shocked.
Have you looked at any of the lineups, Dad? Who are you taking away? Who are you staying away from out of those teams that I mentioned?
I haven't. Just based on what your quick flash there, and I was trying to remember games, to be honest with you.
Yep.
But I'm agreeing with Matt on that San Francisco game. I wouldn't touch
Against the Jags?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just based on even San Fran, all their stuff. I wouldn't take that Rams game either.
Against Indy.
Yeah, I wouldn't, because it's at LA, right?
It's in LA.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it's in LA.
As good as the Colts are playing, the Rams aren't that bad. And then you're playing away from home. You never know. It's still the NFL. You never know. So I would stay away from those two, just off the top of my head.
Yeah, here's a quick question for Matt. Are you trying to get one of the Jets Dolphins picks out of the way? Or are you just gonna sit and sit and sit and sit, and if you need to take one of those teams, you're gonna take one of those teams?
I won't take the Dolphins for anything. I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now.
Okay.
They are a permanent stay away team, but I need to know if Justin Fields is playing or if Tyrod Taylor's playing.
Gotcha.
And right now, I don't know. I mean, he's in concussion protocol. A Monday night game in New Jersey, or in Miami, I just don't know. I don't know. That's another one that's a little fishy. This is kind of a fishy week.
Yeah.
I will say. I think we're going to see some really, really big numbers on like a couple different teams.
Yeah, I like that. I'm staying away from the Eagles Buccaneers game. I don't like either of those two teams. I think it's a pretty fair matchup when it comes to just what the Eagles did last week. They didn't look too good. They won on that last minute blocked field goal and they ran it all the way back. I'll sit on the Eagles and the Bucks for a while, and I'm going to stay away from that game. I'm not getting close to that. Who are you on the fence with, Matt?
It might surprise, because I think this is going to be another one that people hammer, but Green Bay over Dallas. The Browns defense is great, but that Green Bay offense looked absolutely dreadful. However, Dallas's defense is so bad they were making Caleb Williams look like prime Peyton Manning.
Yeah, they were.
And and like Micah Parsons might kill Dak Prescott. Like Micah Parsons might go into the stands to grab Jerry from the suite. Like there is anything that could possibly happen in this game. I just think it's going to end up being a blowout. But just for that, like, one little sliver, because even, like, CeeDee Lamb is not going to be able to play. He's going to be out for a couple weeks after he got an ankle injury last week.
High ankle sprain. It might be a couple months.
I just stay away. I'm worried about it. I am going to think about it more as the week goes on because the team that I'm picking this week, I feel like I'm going to catch some crap for.
That is a primetime game. That's an 8:20 game.
Yeah, it's a Sunday night game.
People have Green Bay winning that one right now, but I agree with you. Micah Parsons is out for blood.
I literally hope he has the best NFL game ever played by a defensive player.
That'd be sweet. Well, he's got to match up to Isaiah Rodgers, but okay.
Against Jerry Jackass Jones, I just hope he lights him up. I mean, you talk about
are you on the fence with this game too, or are you just going off about Dallas?
I hate Dallas. Dallas is the Notre Dame of the NFL.
All right, fair enough.
Irrelevant, haven't done shit in 15 years, and they talk about them like they're going to win the Super Bowl every damn weekend.
That is true.
No,
that is true.
No.
Who are you staying away from though, team wise?
I think I said that. I would stay away from that the Jets game. I agree. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right,
on
Matt.
the fence.
Oh yeah, on the fence.
Yeah. Who's Chicago got? Who the Bears have?
The Raiders.
Yeah. See. Yeah. I it's hard to pick for the Bears or the Packers ever, even in these things.
Yeah.
But that may be the way to go.
The Bears are looking good on one of my picks this week. Matt, who are you going with?
I feel we kind of talked about this, and I feel like I might get some pushback from Poppa P again here, but I'm gonna take Houston over Tennessee. The Titans are 0-3, and they look like a complete disaster. But guess what? They are not the only 0-3 team in the AFC South. The beautiful Houston Texans are also 0-3.
Wow. And people thought they were going to be good, though, didn't they?
Oh, they sure did. I did.
Right? Yeah.
And look, I can definitely understand picking Houston in this matchup because, again, they're going to play Tennessee another time. The Texans right now average 12 points per game, which is a league worst. 267 yards of offense per game, which is third worst. 172 yards passing per game, which is 7th worst, and 95 yards rushing per game, which is 10th worst. However, Tennessee is literally worse in every single statistical area than Houston. I think that Houston, actually, even I can't even get the words out because I don't really believe it. I think this is going to be a turnaround. I think Tennessee is so far and away going to be a lock for the number 2, number 1 overall pick in the next year's draft. This is a get-right game for the Texans. They're going to beat them.
I love it. I told you guys the game that I was on the fence about, which was Eagles-Tampa Bay. I didn't tell you which one that I am staying away from. I'm actually going to stay away from my Washington Commanders and Atlanta Falcons. I want to say the Marcus Mariota thing is not a fluke. But just in case it is, and who knows what Atlanta can do because they beat the Vikings and then they absolutely laid an egg. So that is a game that I would actually stay away from. The game I am going with this week, the Bears over the Raiders.
Oh, Taylor.
I think so. I haven't dove into it too much. You don't like that, Matt? Why don't you like that? Let me hear it.
I just don't trust Chicago. I don't trust Chicago. I don't trust Caleb Williams. I would love to look. The Raiders look like dog shit.
Yeah, they do. That's why. And I don't know when I would pick the Bears.
Don't get me wrong. So maybe you're making a smart pick this week. So don't let me tell you otherwise. I would be really mad at myself if I picked the Bears and I ended up losing.
Yeah, that would be tough. Right now, the Bears are not favored, actually. It's 52% leaning towards the Raiders. That actually might change my my thought process, but I don't know. We'll see. My other one, I was actually going to go with the Lions over the Browns. Get the Lions out of the way because I think the Lions are going to continue to warm up and continue to stay hot, but who knows after laying that egg against Green Bay the first game. But we'll see. Pops, who are you going with?
Well, I was actually thinking Bears also, but I actually thought they'd be favored by more, so that one makes me a little scared. But I agree with Matt. I mean, you can't.
It's in Vegas.
His average can be. But so I was thinking Bears. However, and then the Lions were another one. And who's playing the Saints?
The Bills.
They're
favorite, 94%.
That's what I mean. I may go just straight up obvious. It's like, well, you should save the Bills for later. Save the Bills for later. But you know what? The whole deal is survival pool, right?
Yeah.
So it's get to the next week, But
the other one that doesn't look too bad is Chargers Giants. What do you think about that, Matt?
Oh man, I don't want to be on the other end when Jackson Dart emerges in the NFL.
So you would wait a game and then be like, okay, the Giants are still the Giants, and then pick the Chargers or pick whoever's playing against them.
I got to see it. I got to see him in action, and then I can make my assessment.
Yeah, I totally agree with Matt. I would because he played pretty well in the preseason.
Yeah,
I would never take him on his first game because the Giants are going to be psyched up. They're going to be at home. The crowd's going to be nuts, even though the Chargers are pretty damn good. Yeah, I was actually until you said Dart was starting, which I didn't know.
Yep.
I was thinking Chargers. I really was. I was thinking Chargers, Giants. But nope, not anymore. Not with him coming in. No, sir.
If you haven't listened or haven't tuned in or haven't hit that bell, please give us a like, share it with your friends. Remember, if you're in a tiebreaker now, I don't think I brought this up. I think I mentioned it real quick, but if you're in a tiebreaker now, and I hope Kenny really does this, he's going to come up with quizzes based off of his emails so we know we're reading them. How smart is that?
Yeah. Kenny's emails are good, people. They're good. They're funny. He does a good job.
We really do appreciate it. Thanks for listening. Dad, thanks for coming on. Thanks for staying up.
You're welcome,
Matt,
boys.
as always, it's been real. Hope we can nail down a podcast pick that will be off air, and we can bring that up Thursday when we record a long-form podcast about everything that's been going on in the NFL right now. So if you want to tune into those will get ripping and roaring here in the next couple days, and that will be out next week. As always, thanks for listening. Really do appreciate it, and we will see you guys next week. Peace.